Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly game plan trade of the week video sponsored by T3 Live. This actually has been a real slow week for me on the swing trading front. I'll show you what I did, but I don't have a trade of the week play per se. But first let's go over the market. This is the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the Nasdaq 100. I use the Qs as a market proxy. Notice how the market spent the entire month of August going sideways, but that honestly didn't matter because we had earnings season, and there's always great plays during earnings season. Day trades, swing trades, all kinds of trades. So it didn't matter that the market didn't go anywhere. But then during September this month, the consolidation in the market got a little bit worse. The range got tighter and we don't have earnings right now, so it's a little slow. And honestly, that's to be expected. Other than the 2-week period around Christmas and New Year's, this is by far the slowest month of the year in, year out. Okay? So let me show you what I did. We're going to go to live charts and take a look. So here we go. I'm just switching to live charts, and here's what I did. First, this is the daily time frame. That's the hourly time frame. Moving averages, 200 period moving average. Blue is the 20 period moving average. Both simple moving averages. Okay. I use the daily and the 60 and the weekly and the monthly time frames for swing and long-term trading. The daily mostly for finding the patterns. The hourly mostly for finding the entry or perfecting the entry on the swing trade. Okay, so on the daily OPK we had a professional gap down and then a 1 2 3, right? Actually this is called a bearish 1 2 3 4 continuation pattern in T3 terminology. 1 2 3 4. Now the entry was under 597 and it went to 596, so it triggered by 1 penny, right? And then it stopped out. This one, because it wasn't so good, you can see the moving average was going through price rather than above it, right? You typically want, let me take out my drawing tool here real quick. You typically want to see a declining 20 MA, not into price, right? Not a flat 20 MA. So what I wanted to do was just get in with half size and then look to add to the play later on. So I got in with just half a risk unit, which is $500, right? And it didn't work, so I lost 500 bucks on this. The next play was the ADTN, and this is actually a weekly buy setup. Here's the weekly time frame. Beautiful weekly buy setup with a retest. So this is more of a long-term play, and I knew the daily wasn't so good the entry wasn't so good, but again, I just wanted to get in so it doesn't go without me here over the base, and then I give it all this room. So my stop is way down here. So I'm just gonna let it play out, maybe, you know, go sideways a little bit more and then breaks out, and then actually look to add to it and raise the stop. Okay? So the ADTN I'm in, and it's break even. I got it at 22.55. Okay? Then MBOT, I got it, honestly this, I ran across it while I was preparing the watch list for the nightly game plan on Wednesday, I think. Today is, I'm recording this video on Thursday, September 21st. So I was preparing the daily watch list, and then I ran across this. I tried to buy it right at the close, and I just missed the close by like 1 second. So I had to buy it in the after hours at $1.27. I think it was $1.27. Could have been $1.28. And then I knew this wouldn't really work, I mean, other than like the initial pop, right? Because we have resistance, the stock is already up a lot away from the 20, but beautiful transition A on the daily chart. So I bought it in the after hours, 4,000 shares. And then on the gap up, I sold 3,000, and then I kept 1,000 for today. Just 1 quarter basically, just to see if it, you know, I like to keep just a little bit sometimes to see if the play can run, because sometimes, you know, you keep 1,000 and then it runs up to 250. This one is not running anywhere, so I killed it this morning, and it lost. I think this morning it lost $50, right? But the overall play made like 300 something dollars, which isn't much, but that's what it made. Then EFX bought it yesterday on the breakout. This is a climactic sell-off on the daily and a transition A on the hourly. So bought it yesterday here, and then it came in, and then as soon as it rallied, I raised the stop to 93.10. I'm giving it to 93, so just 10 cents below that. And now it's up a little bit. I think it's up close to $500. And then I did two earnings plays. I went over the earnings strategy, I think, in the last week of August, that video for the last week of August. So if you want to go back to it, feel free. You'll learn a lot about how to play earnings. This one was, I did the SCS a couple days ago. This was a run-up into resistance here, into earnings. So I thought, okay, short. It was also into the declining 20 on the weekly chart. This is the weekly time frame. But instead of gapping down, it gapped up. So it gapped up against me a good amount. But this was a novice gap, so I know how to manage these, and I was able to manage out of it at 1480 or 1485, somewhere near the bottom basically. The bottom was 1450, got out right here. Okay, so not too bad of a loss. And then CPRT was a red bar into the rising 20. Let me just open up the chart so you can see what's going on. I mean, this is a really bullish stock. Basing at the highs, puts in a red bar into earnings, meaning the expectations for earnings was low on a really bullish stock. That's the sort of thing that I like to get in long, right? So I got in it long, and it gapped up in my favor. The only issue is this stock doesn't gap. I mean, look at this. We can go back the entire year. It just doesn't gap. So I'm glad that it gapped, but it didn't gap a lot. And then the other thing is it came in right after the open. So if we go back to the 5-minute chart, which is the time frame that I use for managing the earnings plays, it trailed under 34.06. So right here, I'm out at 34. I got out at 34.04. Okay, so that was the CPRT, and that's all I did. I opened my accounts online here. This is I maintain two separate separate accounts for earnings plays, just the earnings plays. Because one is with E-Trade and the other is with Ameritrade, because one is for options mostly, like the Ameritrade. If I think taking the options makes more sense. E-Trade, I always do the actual stock itself, and I risk 15,000. I don't risk 15,000. I buy $15,000 worth of shares in each stock. Sometimes I do half size, like the RLGT, which was actually a winner, but I did it with $7,500 rather than, add the total here, 690, 500, 6,000. So around 7,500 when it's really thin. The RLGT was thin. But the two plays that I wanted to go over were the CPRT, right? And this one made about close to $700, and then the SCS lost $650. And in the Ameritrade account, those were the CPRT is this one. It made $440. I bought $10,000 worth of shares, and then the SCS also $10,000 short worth of shares. See, 10.2, and then exactly 10. And this one lost close to 400. So overall, nothing much at all, but that's how it goes. During slow times, you take what the market gives you. You don't demand more, and you make a killing. You try and make a killing when the opportunities are there, right? When it's abundant. And day trading wise, here today, just one trade, APC. That's it. And I'm laying low, waiting for something really good. If I get it, fine. If not, then I'll stick with that one trade for the day, and I'll take $500 anytime, any day, over a losing day, right? Okay, let's go back to the, I guess the what do you call them? The PowerPoint slides, and then that's the market. This is my open P&L for swing trades that I'm in, EFX, ADT, and I just took it a few minutes ago. And that's it. Again, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Like I said, there wasn't a trade of the week play per se, but I just wanted to go ahead and do a short little video for you. I hope you have a great weekend and talk to you next week. Happy trading, everyone.